Really, to scale it out, you really do want to be able to share engagement events and purchase activity events that are short-term, medium-term, long-term, and to extend it out as far as you can. So like day 90, that's really good, but my joke is like, if you gave me day 900, I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Where you expect like breaking news and big things, but also publications drop that you absolutely have to read because Rewarded is hot. And I have you here with me, Joel. Last year you put out a report. Now you have another one. Volume 2, a sequel. Why? Is it like the movies? The second will be better than the first?
The second's always better than the first, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this year we decided to go really big. We interviewed over 900 mobile game professionals across all major geos. And what we found out is that whereas in the last report, it was more about Rewarded being something people were testing, this year it's actually like an integral part of the mobile media mix for mobile game UA professionals. People that we interviewed who are aware of Rewarded UA, 93% have spent money on Rewarded campaigns, and then over 60% plan to increase that spend.
And it's really important across the entire funnel. I mean, it has arrived. It is a strategy. It is a growth strategy.
In the past, where a mobile UA would be looking at Google and Meta and app loving as these are what we need to do to launch a campaign, Rewarded is not really part of that mix.
And that's huge. I mean, first of all, the numbers that you surveyed, and then you build it into something much more than that, because Almedia, of course, I know your research for a while, and I remember the report, and it was like, great, I understand the lay of the land, I get it. And that's what it is for marketers. They're going to say, I get it, and I agree with it, but what do I do about it? I have the strategy, I need the tactics. What are some of the top tactics to really embrace and take advantage of this strategic shift?
I always say, it's in order to like make a Rewarded performance scale, there's an art and a science to doing this, right?
Yeah.
So the science, that's the data, that's the algorithms, our Max ROAS dynamic pricing tool that we just launched this year. But there also is that like expertise, and it's an expertise that we have accumulated over the past years of being in this space. So in terms of different tips, don't want to steal the thunder from the report, but during a test campaign, focus on testing up to day 30 events. Share event and conversion rates based on what you've seen traditional UA in order to build out that first test campaign.
Okay.
And then, just kind of let your Rewarded partner optimize based on that data to extend it out to day 90 and further. Really, to scale it out, you really do want to be able to share engagement events and purchase activity events that are short-term, medium-term, long-term, and to extend it out as far as you can. So like day 90, that's really good, but my joke is like, if you gave me day 900, I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Oh, come on, absolutely.
Exactly.
Numbers, trends, observations. I'm into shift. What is the shift that you noticed in the report that is like unexpected, surprising, mind-blowing?
I'll give you 2 sets of numbers. 45% said that they're starting Rewarded campaigns within the first 3 months of that global launch, and then 17% say they do it within the soft launch. And that's based on data that is in that similar geo that they want to launch these campaigns and all that. So really, I've seen it on a practical sense in my working directly with companies. Rewarded is part of that mix.
That is surprising.
It is surprising.
It is surprising.
The second thing I thought was really interesting is that we asked, what are the most important things of Rewarded, like, that you're most interested in adding or that you want to see to kind of grow this into the future? And top answer was automation, smart targeting, and that's completely in line with what we were saying, that Rewarded's on par with Google and Meta. The same.
It's data-driven.
Yeah, it's
now data-driven.
Yeah. In order for Rewarded to really succeed in terms of achieving LTV and ROAS goals over the long term, in order to scale these campaigns and keep performance stable, it's really important to do all this automation, smart targeting. Again, that's why at Almedia, we've invested heavily in terms of our algorithms and automation with, as I was saying, Max ROAS, where we're able to target apps and games to users within our network based on the predictive LTV. The thing that I was really interested is web shops came up for the first time on the radar. As you continue to work with top game advertisers, it's increasingly important that we are including web shop revenues into that mix. So it's completely aligned with everything that we've all
It makes sense
heard.
because they want to own the customer journey, own the customer, own the player.
Yeah.
That happens in the web shop.
And it also helps.
retains.
It also helps in terms of like hitting ROAS goals, right? It actually makes it, I think, long term, like easier to scale.
So perfect, and strong momentum, and a strong and bold publication that you've released, which I'll give some tips in the notes where you can download it. And yeah, I'm waiting for, what it'll be? It'll be the third in the series, I'm sure, at some point. Joel.
Yeah, I mean, no, the third will be Oscar worthy. So, yeah, I mean,
there you go.
With really our goal, and like during the survey, is just really to answer the what, why, how around Rewarded, not just to give you like numbers and figures of where this is, but also to give you some actionable, practical advice of how do I start my own test campaign, and just as important, how do I scale this long term based on like my ROAS and LTV goals, whether you're any type of game, IAA, IAP, or extending it from games to non-game consumer apps.
I'll check it out. I love numbers, love trends, and we'll love seeing the Oscar-worthy number 3 in the series. Thanks so much, Joel.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.